Eric Ronan, man. What a career.
Where do you even begin with SnipeDown?
What can be said about SnipeDown? I have had the pleasure of commentating some of his biggest wins in his career, but also getting an opportunity to know Eric as a person. He's one of the good ones, you know? He wears his emotions on his sleeve just like I do, just like a lot of us do. It's something that I've always appreciated him for, because he was always willing to just express himself when the moment called for it.
No one has kind of been an overnight success the way that he was. I don't think anyone will ever do it quite the way SnipeDown did.
This kid who grinded Halo 2 custom games and no one really gave him a shot, and then Halo 3 comes around and he wins an event with Triggers Down, goes to Straight Rippin, wins an event with Straight, goes on this dynastic run with Straight, and just as an FPS player, as a streamer, as a content creator, he's just one of the pioneers in esports.
He took off, man. What a special career he's had. Rookie season. I don't think anybody could have predicted how great of a career he was about to have.
Oh, dude, SnipeDown has been a thorn in my side my entire career. You know, every time I play against him, he's always on that one step above me where it is impossible to beat him. And it wasn't just his team or necessarily himself, but even just his persona. You know, you go up against SnipeDown in game and you know that he's going to be a tough battle.
When you talk about players who maybe got to the very top, the pinnacle, they're on the Mount Rushmore. I think SnipeDown is one of those players.
You're thinking about moments, classic moments in Halo history. SnipeDown is on fire. That will always stay with people.
Or from when Sim's yelling, Eric Rona! SnipeDown and Halo are just synonymous with each other.
I think something that might be often overlooked is the difficulty to continue to stay at the top as long as SnipeDown has. I mean, you've seen now so many players come in and out of esports. They might have dominated for a short time, they have a handful of tournament wins max, and they might be in a different career within games or outside of esports. And instead, SnipeDown not only stayed at the top, but continually was in grand final after grand finals in Halo and other FPS titles as well.
That is something that not many people have. Not many people have that drive. And Eric has had that drive since the day he, stepped onto the pit and grabbed the sniper rifle for the first time and took some faces off.
I think SnipeDown has been one of the most notorious characters, role models, personalities, and players that Halo's ever had.
And the great thing I think about Eric as well is not just in-game he's special, right? He's one of the greatest that there's ever been. Out of the game as well, the way he carries himself, the way that he represents this, any scene that he's involved with is a great example to any young player who wants to go on and achieve things.
The consistency that he puts out, it's been unreal. The professionalism, the winning attitude, people talk about it, but it really resembles itself in SnipeDown's demeanor.
What you think Eric is away from the camera is exactly what he is. Just a super nice guy, very humble, very driven to be the best, and always will be.
One thing we've been lucky with in the Halo scene is seeing a few people like rise to the top, be a really good example within the scene, and then carry over and have success into other parts of gaming.
One of the nicest and most respectable guys that we've ever had in the league, and you might even say in FPS esports all up. I think a lot of people watching Halo 3 would have watched those tournaments and said, wow, right, this kid just came onto the scene out of nowhere, and now he's a household name in, at the time, the biggest shooter in the world. And I think so many people, generations of Halo players, a lot of your top players today, getting chills thinking about it, saw SnipeDown do what he did, and they realized, wow, if I grind at home, I might be able to make a name for myself. And we now have, undoubtedly, a generation of players that saw SnipeDown do what he did in Halo 3 and beyond and wanted to mimic that, and now they're on the main stage today.
He is a big reason I got into the Halo scene. Back in the day, Straight Rippin was the team I looked up to. They were my favorite Halo team of all time. SnipeDown obviously was a big part of the history of Straight Rippin and just the history of Halo in general.
SnipeDown was an inspiration to a lot of people growing up. And I think as a young player myself, watching him come through the ranks, I wanted to be SnipeDown. Like, everyone wanted to be that guy. When you're playing, you're like, yeah, I'm SnipeDown. It's almost like, as a kid, when you're trying to replicate a sports star, when you're playing soccer, for example, it was the same with Halo. It was, you wanted to be the SnipeDown. You wanted to pick up the sniper rifle and try and do the things he did.
And I really do wish him the absolute best in whatever he decides to do moving forward, because I know that whatever he decides to do, he'll be successful at, because he's SnipeDown, and success is just in his blood.
I and the whole Halo community wish nothing but the best for SnipeDown.
The only thing you really can say is thank you.
The highlight reel he was going to put on for fans consistently, the brand that he was going to grow. I mean, Eric Rona is Halo.
Yeah, it's when I think Halo, I think SnipeDown.